KG, back in the Devil's office after another weekend of hockey. Good win against the Edinburgh Capitals on Saturday, probably expected by most, but still a very successful night for the guys. Not so much on Sunday, didn't get the result that we were hoping for in Coventry. Can you tell us a little bit about that game?
I think Saturday night possibly led into Sunday night. I think for the first period, I don't think we were at our best, and I think we were playing like we were playing against an Edinburgh Capitals team. We gave up far too many 2-on-1 situations, and they capitalized with a shorthanded goal. And we got better as the game went on, but I don't think we really recovered from that first period. And it's just one of those things. I mean, we still played pretty good on Sunday night. We just made a few mistakes, and they scored on their chances. And that's sport, that's hockey, and that's what happens. But we weren't going to win them all, and the Skydome is definitely a tough place to go. And Coventry are much improved. They'll win a lot more games than they'll lose going down the stretch.
Yeah, I think maybe teams have underestimated them for a little while now, and they've been under strength. But they've got a couple of guys coming back, and they've had some good performances from guys like Venus, and a few of the other guys have stepped up. So I think they'll make a decent run at the playoffs.
They would be a team that I don't think I'd really want to face in the playoffs. For anybody throughout the league. Like I said, I know they have some games coming up against Sheffield on the weekend, where I like them picking up a few points along the way against the top teams, and we still have them twice more. So it's a battle against Tomo. He's a very good coach, and Jonathan Weaver's a heck of a hockey player, so he helps them out a lot.
Now, it is getting tighter at the top of the Elite League at the moment, certainly tighter than most Devils fans would like it to be, and most Devils coaches as well. Is sort of Sheffield bearing down on you, and Belfast, getting healthier by the day? Is that something that you're constantly thinking about, even if you don't communicate that to the team, or are you just trying to look at our matches?
I don't think they're really bearing down. I think it's incredible to look where our record is. I don't know what we're 31-6 or something like that.
6 losses, fewest in the league,
and we're only 3 points ahead of Sheffield. So it's one of those things. I think maybe people are getting a little bit too excited, especially the fans, and God bless them. But it's going to be a long run going into that league title, and there's a couple of big games that we have against each other. So it is one of those things where you just need to pick up as many points as you can and bank them wherever you can. And I'm sure Sheffield was cheering for Coventry to beat us the other night, like we were cheering for Hull. So it's one of those things is we're gonna have to beat each other when we play each other, but then you still have to pick up points away from those games as well.
Yeah, and coming up not too far away, of course, there's a huge weekend of home and away fixtures against the Steelers. A bit of a juggling match with those fixtures for a while, but now they're back. That should be an exciting weekend of hockey for everybody concerned, I think, here and in Sheffield.
Yeah, I think that's the weekend that most people have circled on their calendar, and it's great. I mean, we've got a good little rivalry, and obviously Paul being involved with both clubs now, I think that brings it up a little bit more, and it's there's no love lost between the two teams. We still remember the incidents back with Randy Dagenet and Vother, and there's a lot of things that have gone on this year with penalty suspensions. So there's no love lost, so we can't wait to get him into our rink first.
Now, closer ahead on the crosshairs, then Corey Nielsen brings the Nottingham Panthers into Cardiff on Wednesday. Is it difficult to prepare for a team that makes as many changes as the Panthers?
Yes and no. I think their styles changed a little bit. Obviously, Rick Strachan's influenced them a little bit, and their neutral zone traps a little bit deeper, and they just look for turnovers, and they're very clinical when they do. They have very, very skilled forwards up front that will put the puck in the net. And I heard today they got a new defenseman, new import. They have free wheel of a budget up there where they can bring players in and out to their advantage. And their new guy looks like a pretty good hockey player, pretty steady player. So it'll just be interesting to see how they respond after the game against Newcastle. 15-0. It sounds pretty similar to what we had against Edinburgh, where it is tough to keep the intensity from a soft, slow game like that to a bigger, quicker one like is going to be on Wednesday night.
Now, I spoke to Franny last night after the game, and he said that he fully expected the guys to bring a good performance, a strong performance against Nottingham after a frustrating loss last night. Could this be as big a game as the fans are hoping for?
I think so. I mean, it's one of those things where we have to beat every team that comes into our rink, and especially with Nottingham, they've already qualified for the Challenge Cup final, and that's something where we want to be. We don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves with Belfast, but that's something where we're aiming to be. It's one of our goals. And if by chance we do get past Belfast, we're gonna have to play them in the final. We are gonna have to beat them at home in the Challenge Cup. So it's one of those things to maybe get a little bit of a mental advantage. And they're a team that if you don't allow them to play their game, they're beatable.
There's a huge crowd against Edinburgh on Saturday, probably bigger than a few anticipated. 2,000 people, give or take, in to see what most people thought was a very one-sided affair. Is that a big difference for you guys, especially in those kind of games? And can the crowd make a big difference for you on Wednesday?
Oh, the crowd make a huge difference on Wednesday. I assume Nottingham will bring a few people down with them, but I think it's especially early on, we need some noise to encourage the boys to get going. And vice versa, the guys need to get going to get the crowd into it. So I think if we can kind of work together on it, it's a great atmosphere. And I'll say it all the time. I think with our blue tent, I think it still is the best atmosphere. The crowd right on top of you, people banging on the glass. It's exciting. The guys appreciate all the positive support this year.
Now, just quickly, I'm going to draw you into what could be a new feud for the rest of the season. You're probably aware that as well as the Drummers, we have a very vocal group of fans in Block 2, which is just behind you guys. But there seems to have been a strong presence felt by Block 3 at the last game, and a big rivalry going on. So if I had to push you, Block 2 or Block 3 for you?
Oh, man. Block 1. No, I don't know. That's
I know you didn't see that one coming, did you?
No, I don't know. I'll listen out this week and we can answer that next week.
Okay, thanks, Chief.
Yeah.